each time at whatever it is you are doing. Jason didn't always have this philosophy and has paid the price whenever he forgets it. Let's welcome up Jason Silverstein, The Importance of Never-Ending Continuous Improvement.
Hello, everybody. That was my hand gesture. The importance of never-ending improvement. In an earlier speech, I talked about how I want to get 1% better each speech. Because if I get 1% better each speech, then mathematically, eventually I will be good, and I can speak in front of large audiences. That's my philosophy. And whenever I think about that philosophy, whenever I remember that philosophy, I feel good. I feel good about myself, because I know I just need to get better than my last speech. When I forget that philosophy, I get into trouble when I start thinking about, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and where am I? I'm nowhere. I'm never going to make it. This could be a waste of time. That sends me into a negative spin, and that really hurts. So doing a speech like this, where I can remind myself of just getting a little better each time, even if it's just 1%, really helps. Now I want to take you down memory lane to the beginning, where it all started from. I was a young kid in school, and I enjoyed performing in front of the class. Whenever the teacher would ask me for volunteers, I would volunteer. I'd get in front of the class and do whatever I did, a little talk or whatever it was, and I would make it funny, because that's what I did. That's what I started off doing, and I enjoyed it, and that's what got me going the public speaking route. Then I graduated everything, and soon after I graduated college, I became a realtor. And as a realtor, I developed an interest in real estate investing and entrepreneurship. I joined a real estate investor meeting, and then fast forward a few years, real estate investing became very popular. It was the thing to do. And in meetings, there were about 50, 60 people in the meeting. And for whatever reason, the people who were in the meeting liked to have fun, make things funny. Whenever someone would get up to pitch a property, they would put a joke in there. Now, I didn't start that, making things funny, but I certainly contributed to it. Then one of the organizers asked for volunteers, because I don't think he wanted to talk the whole time. He asked us to do something called book reports. So I volunteered to do book reports. It was books like Think and Grow Rich or Richest Man in Babylon. And I would do those book reports, and I would attempt to make it a little funny, because that was the theme of the meeting. Everyone was making things funny. Now, people laughed at what I wanted to be funny sometimes, but what was a surprise to me is they laughed more at the things I didn't want to be funny, that was supposed to be serious. So from that point on, I didn't know if they were laughing with me or at me, but I just knew that they were laughing, and that was interesting to me. And I became famous for those book reports. Dave Wood was there, and people remember me for years after that from that. And then after that, I joined an entrepreneurs meeting, and there we talked about the famous entrepreneur. Maybe Andre was in that. And I would do those speeches, and I would make it a little funny as well. And somebody in there suggested to me that I join Toastmasters. I don't know if they were telling me I'm a bad speaker, I need to work on my thing, or they were just being helpful. I resisted a little bit, but then I eventually joined. And when I first joined, of course, I was bad, so I was down here at this level. And when you're down at that level, it's very easy to rise up, right? So I quickly rose up to here. And then from here, it became difficult to rise anymore. I got to a certain level, and it was just hard to improve. And I imagined to myself that maybe I didn't have the talent to do this. Maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe it was for other people. Because I was definitely comparing myself to other people in the club that had maybe been in there longer or practiced more. So I didn't really try that hard until it came time for a humorous speaking contest. And I knew I could do that. I remember I was funny back in the book reports days. I could handle this, I could do this thing. So for this thing, I really practiced. I took it seriously, and it was the first time where I set up a video with an iPad, and I've actually filmed myself practicing. Because I knew I could do this thing. And because I knew I could do it, I did it. I won at the club level and went on to the next area. And that was way back a long time ago, and I have that video on YouTube. I watch it once in a while, and the amazing thing is, I was pretty good. Even though I maybe didn't have that public speaking skills, it was funny. I laughed at it whenever I watched it. The title was, what was funnier, what's healthier, bacon or sausage? That was a good speech. But the point that I'm trying to make here, though, is because soon after that, I lost in the next round. And then I kind of just gave up on the whole thing. I did more speeches, but my heart really wasn't in it. And around 2014 or so, I just quit and didn't come back again until October 2018 into Toastmasters. Now, what if I would have had a different philosophy? What if I would have just tried to get 1% better each speech from all the way then? That would give me 10 years of getting 1% better. In 10 years getting 1% better, today I might be okay. That's my philosophy, and that's the message I want to get across to you. Thank you.